Hello, Nigeria. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Issues on Voice of the People TV, where we bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our nation today. I am your host, Jerry Apeliohan. Today on the issues, we take you from the creeks of the Niger Delta to the halls of political power. In Ogoniland, the hydrocarbon pollution remediation project, High Prep, is promising skills, jobs, and a bigger role for young people in the ongoing cleanup. Their work is not just about clearing oil spills, it's about rebuilding communities, restoring mangroves, and giving a generation the tools to shape their future. But behind the optimism, security watchers warn that Ogoniland is still sitting on a powder keg. Of course, you say on a keg of gunpowder. Past marginalization has led to protests, road blockades, and bloody clashes. And if this cleanup feels exclusive, corrupt, or too slow, history could repeat itself. And while tensions simmer in the Delta, politics is heating up nationwide, with Labour Party candidates locked out of the August 16 by-elections. Peter Obi is urging his obedient movement to back the African Democratic Congress. From environment to security, from the street to the ballot box, the connections are closer than you think. Stay tuned. After this short break, we'll dig deeper into these topics and more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. The hydrocarbon pollution remediation project, HYPREP, has pledged to further empower Ogoni youth, recognizing them as central to the success of the ongoing environmental cleanup in Rivers State. Marking the 2025 International Youth Day, HYPREP praised their resilience, creativity, and leadership in driving the United Nations Environment Programme's recommendations for restoring Ogoniland. According to HYPREP's head of communications, Enwolare Mba-Wigo, Ogoni youths have been instrumental in clearing oil-impacted sites, engaging in construction, restoring mangroves, and championing sustainable livelihoods. The agency noted that initiatives like land and shoreline remediation, portable water project, hospitals, the Ogoni Power Project, and skills training are designed to benefit a large number of local youth. Project coordinator Professor Neni Barini Zabe has also created an office of the Special Assistant on Youth, Women and Youth Development to deepen youth involvement in decision-making. HYPREP reaffirmed its commitment to providing platforms, training, and opportunities that will help young people become skilled professionals, entrepreneurs, and advocates for sustainable growth, urging continued support from both local and diaspora communities. But the questions are being asked: what is going on? With some dissenting voices still not confident that there will be talking about results at the end of the tunnel. But anyway, we'll be taking a look at that and more as far as the Ogoni issue is concerned. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by two esteemed guests here in the studio. We have Dr. Peter Nasike. Dr. Nasike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And joining us virtually is Elder Lekia Christian, a public affairs analyst, social justice crusader, president, Niger Delta Coalition Against Violence. It's great to have you join us on the issues. All right, we understand that Elder Lekia Christian is not here with us, but he should be in a better position to take a look at these issues critically because he's in the Niger Delta. And I know Dr. Nasike knows about the origin of this Ogoni issue. And oil spillage has been on in the Niger Delta, most especially in Ogoniland, since the 1970s. And even led to the death of one time of Ken Saro-Wiwa, who was one of the agitators as far as the oil spillage in the Niger Delta is concerned. And of course, Shell has been taken to court by the Ogoni people several times and so on and so forth. Taking a look at then and now, what do you think what is the issue with Ogoniland that it looks like is not going to be abated?
Well, oil spillage did not start in the 70s. It started in the 60s. It started in the 60s.
In the Ogoniland?
In the Niger Delta. In the Niger Delta
area.
Yes, yes. And since the oil was founded, understand me, so it has been on then, because these people, they were not concerned about the environment.
Okay.
Their concern is just what they will make from the oil, from the crude oil. They were not caring about or the people who their environment is being degraded on a daily basis. They cannot farm, they cannot fish, they cannot even drink water, because oil has messed up everywhere in the Niger Delta. So, and unfortunately, it is the revenue that is being generated there that is being used to build the whole of Nigeria. Why the hen that is laying the golden egg is suffering? Understand me? So it's just like there's what we call the breadfruit. In Igbo, it is called okwa. Understand me?
Okwa, yeah.
Sure. So,
very interesting meal.
So preparation of okwa is very, very tedious.
Yes.
It is very, very tedious. Now, just like somebody who suffered that to prepare breadfruit will not eat, that others will be in the comfort zone and be eating those things. So that's exactly what is happening in the Niger Delta, and that's what led to the agitation, that formation of movement for the
emancipation of the Niger Delta and so on and so forth.
That's Mosob, first of all.
Mosob, yeah.
Yes, that's a movement for survival of Ogoni people.
Yeah.
Yes, because Mosob, one, they were encountering a lot of things. Even many of them going becoming mentally sick because of the gas show. Yeah.
Okay, we understand that the Lekir Christian is now with us. Taking a look at the origin of all of this, would there have been a situation things would have been done differently? The Lekir Christian, it's great to have you join us, and I think you should be more aware because you are in the Niger Delta, and of course, it's great to have you join us from our Port Harcourt studios this lovely evening. And taking a look at this Ogoni situation, how did we get here?
Thank you very much. While greeting my brother there in the studio, I never knew he was an Ogoni man, but he has talked as someone with great depth on Ogoni issues, and I want to commend him for that passion. Then coming back to your question, how did we get here? We got here because those who were involved in oil exploration were not concerned about the lives of the people, neither were they equally concerned about the environment itself. Although oil was found, in 1956, first at Oloibiri, but it was actually found in commercial quantity at the Bomu oil field in Ogoniland. And it was Ogoni oil in 1958, February to be very precise, that put Nigeria first on the map of the world as an exporter of crude oil. Between then and when Mossop came into being, it's been neglect. And like he tried talked about the equal, he talked about this breadfruit thing, he explained. That's exactly what the Ogonis went through. Going through a process where from your land, so much is being taken and the entire burden of the nation is being serviced, by what is coming out of your land. and nobody cares about the welfare of the people. This continued unabated until, as a concerned people, leaders like Ken Saruwa and the leadership of Kagute at the time decided to close ranks and said, enough is enough. And that was what led to the formation of the movement for the survival of Ogoni people. That movement continued under a military regime. And the government was not very comfortable that they were being dared by these people, our people. And they didn't care, because once your environment is destroyed, I don't think you are alive anymore. Before the consciousness of the environment came on board in this part of the world, we took it up first. And what we are going through in Ogoniland, every other part of the Niger Delta are experiencing the same problem. So it was a wake-up call, but it's something that started from Ogoni. And it was a non-violent struggle, making it difficult for them to really come out to say, we want to clean all of you up, out of the land. But thank God for the wisdom of the leadership of the movement. It continued until today. We can see that after the Nigerian government, following series of protests and complaint and agitation, contacted UNEP, a study was conducted. At the end of that investigation, it was discovered that benzene was contained in our underwater 900 times more than any other place in the world.
Above safety limit, 999 times. Yeah.
Yes. So it was the dangerous scenario, and thank God UNEP came up with that report, and thank God the government managed to set up the high prep. We were not even comfortable because we never knew whether their intentions were genuine or not. It was a pilot scheme, never common here. So when they came up with that idea, we were skeptical. We watched until very recently when I think the current high prep PC had to expand the scope of engagement, bringing a whole lot of stakeholders into the bracket and doing interface with the people. We got to know, in fact, he sold the project to everybody, and the consciousness is high in Ogoniland. Today, we know what is happening. We are beginning to see most of the species that went extinct as a result of constant and regular pollution return back. Remediation is ongoing. A whole lot is happening. But I want to say that is not enough, because even as the project is, it is not backed up by an act of parliament. And that is a very dangerous precedent.
Who is sponsoring the high prep? Because I know the presidency has been talking about cleanup, and the promises started from Buhari's government. Who is sponsoring? Is the government showing commitment?
It actually started from Obasanjo. It was Obasanjo who commissioned UNEP to conduct that study. Okay. And at the end of the day, the report was presented. Buhari made a very strong commitment by ensuring that life was injected into that report, and the actual cleanup started. Commitments were being expected from the Nigerian government, as well as the joint partners. Talking about, at that time, Shell, Ajip, and all of those who were partners in oil exploration in the land. This money were contributed, and the UNEP recommended that an initial 1 billion. And for the first few years, first five years, I think thereabout, when that money came, it was based on the exchange level at that time. And if you look critically into that report, it's a project that had a lifespan of about 30 years. And more funds were supposed to come in, and so many things were to be done. In fact, as a pilot scheme, succeeding in Ogoni will mean spelling hope for the rest of the Niger Delta, meaning that they have somewhere to take off from and look at our brothers and sisters in Bayelsa, in Calabariland, areas that are not captured within the UNEP report. All of that, now that we have this institution and we have the Center of Excellence being built by HIPREP now, it gives hope. HIPREP is a federal agency. Even if you are not, it's not been backed up by an act of parliament, which I am calling on the government, that one way you can give hope, if this current administration is talking about renewed hope, they have to ensure that this process is being backed up by an act of parliament for the sake of sustainability. Because if you don't sustain this project, the rest of the Niger Delta will suffer the same thing. In fact, there could be places in the Niger Delta that are suffering much more than we are suffering. If you go to Bayelsa, go to the creeks, there are some areas where you find it difficult to even survive. And nobody knows why people keep dying. In fact, one of the lucrative businesses in Ogoni today has been the mortuary business, the morgue. That's because people die, and they keep dying every day. Nobody knows why they are dying, how they are dying, the cause of their death, because we don't even have enough resources. We are barely surviving. We are at the verge of extinction, and now people that you want to also go and investigate, we're not yet there. So I pray that the government should consider those who had prepared this EQUA,
Okay. Let me go to Dr. Anosike. Thank you very much, Lekir Christian, for giving us a proper orientation of the history, and of course, alongside Dr. Anosike. But now, the presidency under Tinubu has said that they should go back to oil exploration in the Niger Delta, most especially in Ogoniland. And recently, there was a report that there was a recent explosion in spite of the cleanup. But is it too early to talk about exploration in the land that has suffered so much from spillage? Is it all about the economic factor? Does it look like there's a hidden agenda because they are still considering going back to exploration of oil without fully going through the process of cleaning up the environment?
There's what we say that is considering if you are a leader. If you are a leader, two things come into here. You must practice people before profit. Understand me? And moral before money. When you focus on these two things, you will succeed as a leader. But leaders in the world do the opposite. They practice profit over people instead of people over profit. And they practice money over moral instead of moral over money. And that is also what is happening this thing, because in 2016, I was with a World Bank team that visited River State. We tore all the rivers, all the net and breadth of rivers. But because of insecurity, we couldn't go to Bonny. Even though we have 6 policemen in our team as an escort, they say that it's not enough that to go there. So we couldn't go to the Bonny area. But we were able that with the World Bank thing, we saw what is happening, how you cannot get a good water anywhere. Understanding? What you are seeing on surface of every water is oil. And in such situation, no plant can grow. No fish can survive. Understand me? What these people are supposed to be doing is exploring and managing the environment at the same time. That's what they are supposed to be doing. Understand? Managing and that's drilling and protecting the environment. But their focus was on profit, not on people. Their focus was on profit, not on people. And because of that, it's the net that caused what is being witnessed now. For the people dying there, we ourselves, we witness the kind of air. You know that the air is toxic, the air is hot. Understand me? You know that the air around those areas is not friendly at all. Even the people from the Westerners that came with us, we are surprised how people are surviving under this environment. There's no sun, but you know that the air that you are breathing is very hot. So, for me, if they should resume exploration, environmental management must be part of it. Do you understand me? Environmental management must be part of it. As you explore, you maintain the environment. Both of them should be going hand in hand. Both of them should be going hand in hand. And the main problem facing this prep of a thing is funding. Understand me? So I'm not seeing that a political will to fund it. If it's being funded, it will go very, very, and this is not just it's the whole of, because we went to Delta, we went to Bayelsa, we went to River State, we went to Akwa Ibom. So the same situation everywhere. But King Sarawuwa and others were able to raise more awareness than the other people. That's why it seems as if it is only in Ogoni. No, it is all over Niger Delta. It's all over. But why people are talking of Ogoni is because of the awareness, the resistance that most of it should. But go to some parts of Delta, is something. Go to Bayelsa, is something. So saying that mortuary business is lucrative there, from what I experienced, it is true. So government should come to their aid. I know it's because of this that this 13% derivation that's started, and it was the cries of Mossop that even put a pressure on the Babangida government for this 13% derivation, because the other parts of Niger Delta we are keeping this quiet. But the best way should have been an equity between the people and government. Understand me? That should have been the best solution, an equity between the people and the government. At least 50-50. Understand?
Okay.
Because the people there are going through hell. And I was even shocked that the military made the derivation 13%. Civilian, which should have a human face, continued on that 13% instead of increasing it. If they had made it about 25, understand me, even though the 13% is not really getting to the masses, understand me, it still hang.
Being caught and safe.
Understand me?
But taking a look at 13% derivation, the River State, for instance, the Alekia Christian, all these years of all the 13% oil derivation, it still looks like nothing is still trickling down to places like Ogoniland, where there's still shortage of schools, hospitals, and the shortage of things that will actually ameliorate the pains of the people in Ogoniland. I remember in 2009 there was a case where the Weaver versus Shell was one where $15.5 million was the settlement, which definitely a lot of people, and I for one, felt that that was just a slap in the palm for Shell. And Shell recently, definitely not a few years ago, sold their onshore, talking about subsidiary to Renaissance. I'm still investigating who owns that company, but let me not even go into that. And Shell is looking like they found a way to make sure that they avoid legal implications while still sponsoring the new company who's going to be exploring oil. Oil exploration is now the main agenda of this of the administration, supporting the new company. But why not wait for the cleanup first to be successful? Then you are bringing in a lot of things to bring the youth in, skill acquisition and so on and so forth. Is it still enough? Is it still not too early to be talking about exploration now? Why the cleanup has not succeeded yet? Because yes, they are making progress, but it's still not enough, like you've said. Remediation, Bizane, 999 times the water is still not good enough. Why can't they wait for at least cleanup with such mess? It doesn't take just 1 year or 6 months. I think it's supposed to take lots of years for the land to be
discussions. There's a committee that was set up with Ribadu taken away from, and if they can, begin to look at things are changing in the positive, even where it's coming slow. We are happy with the project. Like my brother said, we also need strong funding. Core areas of need, core areas of need. Ensure that this restoration is being given the level of attention it deserves, and also look at our brothers across the Niger Delta. Like he said, I know a campaign to say, you can't be polluting, you can't be remediating and repolluting. And we're also trying to say this campaign has to go. Children should be healthy. The health of that mother should be an issue of concern, not because you feel you're a man that you are potent. For the people of the Niger die. They've increased the funding. Die. They've increased the funding and take the lives of Niger Deltans more seriously. There's nothing we're doing with the oil. There should be a better bargain. We're not stopping anybody from coming to take the oil, but then it should be done with a human face, and the process should be driven by the conscience of the leadership.
If today's cleanup effort feels rigged, too slow, or swallowed by corruption, frustrated youth could once again be lured into the militant fold. And that's why experts say cleaning up Ogoniland is more than an environmental job, it's a matter of national security. Done right, it can calm tempers, restore trust, and keep the peace. And done wrong, it could ignite another round of unrest that puts both the Niger Delta and Nigeria's oil lifeline at risk. What do you say about this? Let me go to Dr. Anosuke before I take this back to the Lekir Christian.
I say when we come with the south side of River State, go to Abuja, go to Lagos, and see what is being done with oil money. Then coming back home, there's nothing in their area. Understand?
They become agitated.
You become mad. You understand? So that's what is happening. So for me, too much, because I know what these people are going. So if the greater number of people that more people are happy than those who are angry. So on the surface, you feel that all is well. So if government can start practicing that sense, happiness of the greater number of people in any given space, this breakdown of law and order, that's good will take over evil.
Let me take to Dr. Christian Lekir. We're still having some dissenting voices who feel left out, talking about among the youths. And in spite of the fact that there's a reconstituted high prep and so on and so forth, what do you think? What do you think about this situation?
I must say that sometimes when issues fly up in the media, it shouldn't be based on mere social media impressions. I am an Ogoni, and I chair the Ogoni Civil Society Stakeholders Forum. And I know that this is one area where the Project Coordinating Office of High Prep has done excellently well. They've taken the issue of engagement, stakeholder engagement, very seriously. In fact, they have quarterly meetings with every youth organization in the land. There is the JROC, the Joint Revolutionary Youth Council. There is NICOP, the National Youth Council of Ogoni People. Every other youth organization has been captured within this bank, and there are discussions between them. What happened after the appointment of the constitution of the Governing Council and the Board of Trustees was that when the announcement came, some people who were there were being retained, some elevated from mere membership to, and while others were taken away. And for the first time in the Governing Council, an active civil society person, talking about Engineer Tuka Loye, a young man, very young, was drafted to be part of that Governing Council. We've never had it like that before. And the young person, that young man, is also the spokesman of Rivers Civil Society Coalition, the coalition of Rivers. And he said, "You don't lie. Come and see the land." He challenged him. These are people and men of integrity. So for me, as long as there is an engagement, I'm not seeing any protest remain in one position forever. Government comes and government goes. Members have been appointed into one council, or the Board of Trustees, and also they are also been when the tenure expired. Nobody removed them. Their tenure expired long ago. The council and the Board of Trustees were only being reconstituted, and it's proper to have these organs reconstituted so that they can truly play their constitution, their oversight. But respected Ogonis, and these Ogonis, they are given the responsibility to handle issues that are conflict based, with a mindset, with a singular view of you address those issues like conflict resolution and other conflicts that other issues that are coming up. So there are organs, there are people, and you find somebody like Professor Bainamefaka, PC, project coordinator, expanding the stakeholder engagement, bringing virtually every facet of the Ogoni society, together and briefing them. Periodically, he gives account of what he's doing, and this is very important. So the sustainability too well, and the discussions are the man who was removed. I don't think he's complaining, because right. He has been there. If he has to speak, let him speak himself, because we see people who wake up every day and create crises where there are no crises. If there are issues, genuine issues, all of us would be interested. But I don't want to see anything that will stop this process. We should all work towards achieving the essence and mandate that has been given to High Prep. And because if anything happens to this process, the Niger Delta will not be held. Since this is vested within the Ministry of the government, we are all one people, we are brothers and sisters, and we must understand that once
Jesus couldn't take away.
The presidential candidate has called on the supporters to vote for the African Democratic Congress in the August 16 by-elections. Definitely, that is really a big one, and it shows that he's shown commitment towards the ADC, Dr. Anosike.
Only a medium, so credible candidate. It depends on the candidate that the ADC will come up with. If they come up with somebody that will be worse than the current president, Nigeria might hold on to their old gift, no matter how.
Of course, as we've heard, the Ogoni